Hi there, welcome back to my channel, Uniquely Reagan Handcrafted Cards. Today I'm going to make my Craft Roulette card submission for episode number 267. And this week's parameters were to make a project that is 4-bar. Those measurements are the same as an A1 card base. So I'm going to use a Stamps of Life card base that is A1 center step up card die set. In a lot of the card kits that come from the Stamps of Life, you'll get a A1 card base in differing types of setups. They kind of mirror or are similar to ones that come as the A2 card bases that they sell, but they do come as part of the card kit subscription club that I'm involved in or that I subscribe to. So I'm going to use that as my project parameter for a 4-bar or A1 card base. We also need to use an element of sewing or sewn and craft store colors, and then also a random stencil as our random element. I do have a stencil here that goes with my stamp and die of the month for May 2025 from the Stamps of Life, and it is the trucker hat stamp. And this is the stamp that I'm going to use, this trucker hat here, and it came with more trucker hat stamps. So I've got all kinds of different sentiment stamps that could be stamped onto that stamp or the trucker hat in any position. So, and the stencil will help me color that in, so I don't have to color it with alcohol markers. So I'm going to get started. I have already cut out the card base for the A1 center step up out of some white cardstock. And so we're going to fold that in half in the center. Pinch that down. And then on the legs here, we're going to pinch it front and back. Pinch it there. Pinch it here. Okay. There we go. Let me get my burnishing tool. Oh, here it is. And just crease that down a little bit, make it go flat. So that is a stand-up card, center step up. You could totally make this with a card base and a couple of slits with your craft knife and a couple of scores. It'd be really easy to do. But the card base, the card die makes it so much easier. So I'm going to get out some cardstock, and I'm going to stamp this front-facing trucker hat onto some white cardstock. So we're going to stamp that down, make sure our stamp fits on our block. I haven't used this before, so I'm just going to rub it on my arm to get that seasoned a little bit. Let me get some black ink out. I'm going to use Memento Tuxedo Black. There is a stitch detail on this trucker hat, so it really would satisfy that sewing or sewn category for the parameters. I might do a little extra to make sure that I really get that parameter set. So I'm going to clean my stamp off while that ink has a chance to dry a little bit. I am using some paper that I have already used. The detail pieces out of the die includes the detail dies. So I have cut those pieces out of a paper pack from Mente called Garage. and it's very masculine looking. So I am going to use those, that paper to decorate the background of my card. So we can go ahead and adhere that down while we're waiting here. Get that adhered there. I made a bit of a mistake when I was gluing these pieces down onto the side. I glue it down over that score mark. So what I did was I cut an extra panel and I cut it down to 5/8 of an inch to cover that 3/4 inch score piece that's going to be the back part of the step. And it doesn't really show when you're looking at the card face on, but if you're looking at the card from the top down into it, you would see it. So I'm just covering up where there was a little bit of glue residue from where I accidentally covered up that score mark. And I had pulled up the panel right away, but on the one side there was a little bit extra glue residue, so I'm just covering that up is all I'm doing here. So it does add a nice little extra detail. That's fine with me. But I did have to cut an extra panel and just cut it down a little bit. So I'm just gluing on this second piece, and somehow I made it 3/4 of an inch instead of 5/8, so I need to trim it down. So yeah, some things are not working out for me today. A little bit later on, there's another error that I made. I might leave that one in so you can see what I messed up. If you notice what I do, please leave a comment so that just tell me what I've done wrong. So let me know you're watching, and I can't wait to hear what you think about my boo-boo, and does it ever happen to you? It happens to all of us, I think. Anyhow, back to the regularly scheduled programming. Thank you. That one fits really good too. I think I'll use that one. It's your birthday. Put it on black or leave it on white. I think I'll just leave it on white. There we go. So let me add a few more stitching details. I think I'll take and just go over the stitching here with this white pen. As I'm doing this stitching detail, did you notice that mistake that I made with the ink pads? Oh my gosh, I wanted to throw up. Oh no, that was so bad with the, oh, that made me sick. And do a little stitching in these corners. There we go. So our parameters were to make a 4-bar project, or A1 in the United States. Something that has sew, sews, sewing, or sewn. Our hat is sewn. We have some stitching detail on our card background here. Craft store colors, certainly orange, blue, black, grays. They're all found in a craft store. Those Tim Holtz colors, I think. And then random stencil. We used that stencil from the trucker hat stencil from Stamps of Life to color in our stencil, our die cut image of the trucker hat. I think that project turned out really cute. The last thing I'm going to do is stamp my name on the back of the card, as I always do. Maybe not something I show you, but before I send my cards out or take them anywhere, I always stamp my name on the back of the cards. So there we go. I really hope you enjoyed watching my video, and I hope you come back and see me again the next time I have a crafted video out. Hit that like or subscribe button and give me a comment. Go over to craftroulette.live and see what Craft Roulette is all about. It'd be real fun if you joined in the adventure with Craft Roulette. We'll see you next time. Have a great day. Bye.